In a few days, my new book, Leo's Luck, is going to be published. And in some ways, I'm more nervous about this book than I have been about any of my others. I have to confess, I can't even remember how many books I've got out there now. The release of a new book should be a routine event, and yet, in this case, it's not. Well, first of all, let me say, Leo is not autobiographical. Yes, I've lived in Japan. Yes, I know Japanese society reasonably well. And yes, I've played in rock bands. Not professionally, but I have played. And I can still tell you the difference between the sound of a Telecaster and the sound of a Stratocaster. And yes, I've been involved in parapsychology, and I've experienced many strange things that I can't explain. But a lot of Leo as a character is fictional. Leo is in many ways a rather nasty, selfish piece of work, and though I may be selfish at times, I do at least try to put things right if I catch myself being selfish. I don't hang around with gangsters, and I don't embezzle money. Leo does all these things. But even so, people are going to identify me with Leo. He starts out by leaving his wife for his girlfriend, and I guess people are thereby going to assume things about my marriage. Well, they shouldn't. How many people reading Macbeth feel that Shakespeare was thereby a regicide and a mass murderer? It seems, though, that people do have these feelings about writers. There are so many confessional books out there, and we writers are constantly being exhorted to write about what we know, that, apart from obvious fantasy books, a writer's work is often taken as being autobiographical. But my main reason for concern is that I'm stepping way outside my comfort zone here. I haven't lived in the UK for over a quarter of a century. What's my description of the present-day UK like? Is it accurate? Is it inaccurate? I'm actually much more at home in the late 19th century, of Baker Street and the streets of Paris. It's more difficult for you as the reader to tell whether I'm accurate or not there. And how real is my rock band? And even the sex scenes contain elements of imagined fantasy, and that's another cause for disquiet. Am I writing sex scenes at all? But at the same time, it has been a liberating experience. As Sir Arthur Conan Doyle discovered, Sherlock Holmes can sometimes be more of a burden than an asset. And though I don't share Sir Arthur's dislike of Sherlock Holmes that he developed later in his career, it's actually been quite fun to get away from Baker Street and hit the mean streets of Tokyo together with the killer rabbits. It's a very, very different side to me and to my writing, and I'm actually excited to see how it will be received, as well as being rather nervous. Anyway, I enjoyed writing it, and I hope you enjoy reading it.